is not just negativity. Fear has an effect. The effect of fear is stuck, that I can't move forward. And we all in our lives need and struggle to overcome fear. There's a zone of fear called insecurity. Insecurity is when I am unsure of my relationship to other people that causes to bring into doubt how I view myself. So insecurity is the unsurety of how I relate to you that causes me to doubt myself. I don't know how close or far I stand from you. Insecurity is initially towards you, and it affects how I view myself. And as Jews, especially coming to America, we for sure faced insecurity. So let's look at the picture of insecurity and the 3 stages that it develops, and we'll ultimately see how to counterbalance it. What does insecurity look like? Here's an early Woody Allen film of him growing up and playing the cello in a marching band.
He is soon good enough to play in a local band.
That's poetic because first you gave me a cello in a marching band. It wasn't built to work, and now I'm trying to work and keep up, but it's not working. And that's, I think, how we all feel when we feel insecure on a basic level, that we're not fitting in and we weren't even given the tools to fit in. Now, how do we take that? And let's use the coming to America of Jews as a metaphor, a hyper metaphor of general insecurity, is that Jews come to America, we don't feel accepted, and therefore we crave that acceptance. We want to be secure, and we feel that the security lies in by being accepted by the non-Jew, by being Gentile. So Woody Allen, the famous Annie Hall, goes out with a tall, good-looking girl and wants to fit in with her and her non-Jewish family.
You're what Grammy Hall would call a real Jew.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, she hates Jews.
It's a nice ham this year, Mom.
Oh, yeah. Grammy always does such a good job.
It is. It's dynamite ham.
So it's very deep. He wants to fit in, and yet he views that the grandmother is viewing him not as fitting in, but as a Hasidic Jew. Let me explain the metaphor. Is that when you turn your brain on pleaser mode is when you lose touch with who you are as a person, and your concern, you've wrapped your happiness and self-esteem towards an indicator of other people liking you. If they like me, I will like me. So I cannot think about myself. I need to think about you and how you will like me. When you take that to the nth degree, it means I am thinking about how you are viewing me. I'm thinking about how you're viewing me, which means I am what I think you think I am. I want to get that phrase straight. I am, because I'm looking behind your eyes, looking at myself through how I think you're viewing me. I don't know how you're viewing me, but I can guess how you're viewing me. So I will imagine how I need to know what you're thinking because I have to please you. I need to know how you view me. I am so addicted to needing to have to know how you view me that I now am what I think you think I am. I don't know what you think I am, but I can imagine what I think you think I am. So Woody Allen is trying to please his family, dynamite turkey, knowing that he's a full-up Jew, and yet he thinks that Grammy Hall, who hates Jews, is viewing him with a long beard and a black hat. She's not, maybe is, maybe isn't, but the concept is when you really are insecure, not only are you weird walking with a chair playing a cello in a marching band, but now you have stopped thinking about who you are and you're thinking about how other people view you. Pleaser mode to the next level becomes what's called chameleon. A chameleon is whatever it is near. The concept is, and psychologically, is that if I am insecure because we're different, I'm in a body, I'm a soul in a body, you're a soul in a body, we're different. Now, because of this difference, because I'm not behind your brain, I don't know if you're liking me and I need you to like me, if we could just eliminate the difference between ourselves, then it will all be good. So where does insecurity come from? Me being me and you being you. Innately, by human nature, there are multiple humans on earth. We feel uncomfortable that I am me, you are you. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know if you like me. I don't know if I need you to like me. Maybe I need you to like me. Either way, the separation makes me uncomfortable. So Woody Allen takes it to another step in a movie called Zelig, which is a mockumentary, a fake documentary about a person who becomes literally a human chameleon and becomes anybody who he is like.
With the doctors watching, Zelig becomes a perfect psychiatrist. In the company of a Chinese person, he begins to develop Oriental features.
So as a metaphor, the ultimate security is in my insecurity with you, is that instead of me being me, I will be you. And then if I am you, there's no division between us. We're one. We are both you. But in the end, even when you try to be someone else, you are still yourself. Therefore, in Zelig's therapy, his psychiatrist makes believe that she is a person who makes believe she is other people. Well, what does a person do in that scenario?
The truth of the matter is, I'm not an actual doctor.
You're not?
No, doctor. No, I've been pretending to be a doctor to fit in with my friends. You see, they're doctors.
That's something.
But you're a doctor, and you can help me. You have to help me. What am I suffering from?
How should I know? I'm not a doctor.
You're not?
No, am I?
Who are you?
What do you mean, who am I? I don't know. He's a tough...
Leonard Zelig?
Yes, definitely. Who is he?
You.
No, I'm nobody. I'm nothing. Catch me, I'm falling.
Deep metaphor. The concept is that in the end, you can try as hard to be someone else, but really in the end, you are always yourself. You can never escape from being who you are. You can never avoid being the person. There is always that core person that we have to face. And it's via our self-assessment that we will gain strength and win and overcome fear or lose. Now, as you see, culturally speaking, just like each one of us is an individual, there's a concept called a culture. There's a concept called a nation. A group of people came to America at the turn of the century, worked hard, tried to fit in, changed their last names, and really tried to fit in. In a different discussion, there's a psychology of overdoing being other people, which culturally speaking, you can see that historically Jews can be guilty of. That's not an observation, or that's not an opinion, that's an observation. That's clear that we can be obsessed with assimilation. We can be obsessed with being liked, by being accepted. Ooh, that person likes me. Ooh, that person, now I am accepted. Now, part of this mythology is, let's take it in a post-war sense, is that if you were raised theoretically by grandparents who lived in the Lower East Side, who for some reason didn't have two nickels to rub together, I have no idea why people would rub nickels together, but if they were poor, they might have been nervous about that. They might have been energetic about having their son go to college and become a doctor or a lawyer. They might have reminded him to study, to be successful at being a doctor and a lawyer. And they might have conveyed culturally that you had better become a doctor or a lawyer or all bad is going to happen. Now that notion of worry has within it two realms. One of negativity, but the other point is weakness. That if I am, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Put a coat on, you're gonna get sick, watch out, you're gonna fall, be careful driving, translation, don't die. That concept that like death is imminent, everything is bad. Well, how does that make you feel? That makes you feel weak. And therefore a cultural myth, which we will now see through Larry David, is that the Jew is weak. The Gentile is strong. And when I'm faced with a challenge of having to possibly give Richard Lewis a kidney, I have trouble doing it. But I can't do it. I can't do it. I, who I am, I can't do it. But what if I'm not I? What if I am not who I am? What if I'm not born a Jew? Maybe if I was born actually a Gentile, then I would be strong because the self-image is Jew is weak, Gentile is strong. So Larry finds it out that maybe if I'm adopted and my parents are not really my parents, but in fact I'm a Gentile, I can be strong and donate the kidney. Here's Larry's misinterpretation of his father's request for a doctor.
I'm a doctor? Huh? I'm a doctor? Adopted? Adopted?
I'm sorry.
Did you say I'm adopted?
I ask you to leave the room.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
You're
Adopted?
gonna have to leave
said,
now. Let's go.
Dad, I'm adopted?
Come on. Let's go.
Adopted?
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm adopted. I think I'm adopted. I might be adopted. I think I'm adopted. I could be adopted. I might be adopted.
Now, if he's adopted, let's see him meet his parents.
Tell me a little bit about where you're from. Brooklyn?
Oh, no. I'm from Illinois.
And I'm from Virginia. I was born and raised in Virginia.
There, yeah. So we're both sort of Midwestern, Southern.
My people came from, well, England and Scotland. Been here for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
How do you spell your last name?
C-O-N-E.
Oh my God. I'm Gentile.
Now, based on this false realization that he's actually Gentile, he can now be a strong person and have his ideas overcome the real. So now we see him, before he realizes, quote unquote, that he's adopted, flying on a plane to go visit his parents.
Hi. Listen, I can't really sit here by the emergency door exit. I think you better get someone else.
Okay, so we're about 3 minutes away from Wheels Up, so you need to just stay put, okay? Because we've got a full
you
plane.
don't understand. I can't be sitting here. If something happens, we won't be able to get out.
Calm down, okay?
I cannot do it. I will panic. We will go down.
All we need to know is that you're willing to assist passengers in the event of a non-traditional landing.
I cannot be of any help whatsoever in any kind of non-traditional landing or any traditional landing.
Did you read the brochure?
Read the brochure? I can't read that brochure. It's Chinese to me. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you Chinese? Oh, you look a little Asian. I'm sorry. But it's just an expression. But I don't think you are Chinese. You look maybe Thai. I'm not sure.
Okay, is it the seat or are you just scared to
No,
fly?
I choke under pressure in any kind of game, basketball. If I was on the foul line and towards like the last 5 minutes of the game, I would miss the entire rim.
Okay, I
couldn't even hit the rim because I was choking.
Sir, how about I get you a drink? Would you like a Merlot?
No, thank you. I don't drink. Just please find somebody else to sit here.
I'll look for a seat for you, but you owe me one, mister.
Thank you.
Now that he realizes he's Gentile, let's see how he flies.
Passengers seated in these exit rows agreed to assist in the event of an emergency. If for any reason a passenger seated in an exit row would like
Well, hello again.
Oh, hi there.
Hi. I'll go ahead and get you another seat, okay?
Oh, won't hear of it. You can depend on me, ma'am. I won't let you down. I got it covered.
Really?
Oh, and be a dear, would you get me a gin and tonic?
So from I don't drink to get me a gin and tonic, the transformation has not only resulted in his choice of clothing, it has resulted in now his whole view of himself. Whereas before, flying on the plane, thinking he was a Jew, I can't do this. I choke. I choke under pressure. I can't even hit the rim. I am weak. Now, according to his warped view, that him being a Jew means being weak, and him being adopted means him being strong, a mythical realm that he made up in his head, no problem, I have you covered. I'm able to overcome. I can accomplish what I need to accomplish. And therefore he's able to say,
I know why God saved me from drowning a few months ago.
Why?
He wanted me to give Lewis my kidney. And I'm going to. You can have my kidney.
I love you, man.
so he now views himself as strong. I, who I am, I'm strong, and my life is connected to something bigger than myself. We all know that in the psychology and science of happiness, meaning is part of that. That my life has to have a meaning. I know that in my individual life, I'm part of something bigger. So Larry, earlier in the season, almost drowned. He now sees the overall picture, and with his new self-definition and his view that his life is connected to something bigger than himself, he's able to go through the reality and overcome fear. So I think in an important juxtaposed metaphor, we see a really important clarity about everyday life. Insecurity is the fear that I need to fit in and I don't fit in. Step 2, and then I start thinking about how you're thinking about me, to the point where I view myself solely based on how I think you think I am, on how you think I actually am. And to the point where there's a temptation to even be you. The exaggerated realm to avoid existence is, I'll be you. But in the end, we have to be ourselves. But just because you are who you are, doesn't mean you're ready to go. Now you need 2 really important elements. And that is a self-view of strength that is connected to meaning. A view of yourself as being strong. Because you can avoid not being other people, and you can ultimately and will ultimately face who you are, but how do you view who you are? How do you view you? If you view yourself as strong, in the metaphor of the way Larry David concocted it, he viewed himself, if he's born a Jew, then he's weak. But if he finds out he's adopted and he's a Gentile, he can fly on a plane, he can be strong. Of the mythical post-1950s definition where he grew up. But the message for us is the same, that in order to be secure, to overcome fear, you need to acknowledge who you are, view yourself as being strong and connected to something that's bigger than yourself. The ultimate cure of insecurity is the realization that my individuality has purpose. When we believe that the world was created on purpose, we also believe as part and parcel of that us as individuals are created on purpose. That my being an individual is for a reason, and me being who I am is for a reason. And the sooner I acknowledge that, what my talents are, and bring them forth, the quicker I will be a full me, the quicker I'll overcome fear. So step 1 in any basic business class, know what your talents are. Start with where you are. What are you good at? What do you enjoy? You will be good at things that you enjoy doing. Who are you? Be who you are. Acknowledge who you are. Don't try to be me, be you. You'll be a better you when you be you and accept you. And when you view yourself as strong, and when you view yourself as connected to something larger. And here's the ice cream to take home, is that we view that each one of us is a microcosm of the universe. That each person is a whole world. As the Talmud says, that a person has to say, Bishvili nivra ha'olam, that the world was created for me. What does it mean the world is created for me? That's narcissism? No, not that the world was created for me and not for you, but that my personal zone, this is a microcosm of the whole purpose. My neshama, my soul, is connected to the ultimate reality. And if the world as a whole has a purpose, my life in specific has a purpose. And when I connect to that purpose, and I view that I have to do what I have to do in my zone, I'm at one, I no longer need you to like me. The fact that we're different makes us uncomfortable. What can bridge that uncomfortability? Not me being a pleaser, not me viewing myself the way I think you view me, and definitely not by me becoming you. The only way I can dissipate that insecurity, that uncomfortability, is if I accept who I am. But I need to accept who I am in a vision of strength. That I am who I am and I am strong. I have the capabilities within me to actually overcome. And then the subtext of where does that strength come from is that it's not just me. Yeah, I am strong. Okay, but maybe I'm not strong. But I'm going to just look in the mirror and make affirmations and try to convince myself that I am. People like me. I'm good looking. I'm whatever. And people like me. But maybe I'm a liar or I'm wrong, or maybe the people who like me are stupid, and that's a bad thing. Like, just because you say it to yourself in a mirror doesn't mean you believe it. From where do I gain my strength? You gain your strength when you know that your life is not just yours, but it's attached to something bigger than yourself. It's bigger than yourself. Not in a fake way, I'm attached to something bigger, like when Merrill Lynch donates a day, like Washington Square Park, like, oh yeah, let's clean the park. Like, see a bunch of guys in finance, like, raking the leaves, saying, oh yeah, we're cleaning up, we're doing good for society. Like, oh, Merrill Lynch, you guys, man, you don't just make mad money, you clean the park too. Wow, you guys are good. So it's not just attached to something bigger. Bunch of white collar guys, like for 15 minutes raking. But you want to get some coffee? Yeah, I am so tired. All right, let's go. So you could fake it, be like, yeah, I'm attached. Oh, I once a week, once a year, we go all the guys from Merrill Lynch, we go and we rake the leaves in Washington Square Park. I'm attached to something bigger. I'm attached to something bigger in a real way. And here's the epilogue take-home point. Come on, it is not by mistake that when you look at the culture of American history, that Jews are accused of having hyper insecurity. Richard Nixon said it on his newly released White House tapes, where he says, what is with all these guys, Kissinger and William Safire, that they're overachievers? They're trying to just overcompensate because they're insecure. And Nixon nails, he's like, it's all due to their insecurity, right? Right. That correlates, the negative, the down, correlates obviously to a reality of purpose. Judaism is not based on a anxiety first, relaxation later philosophy. It's based on the concept that I fully accept who I am and that I'm obligated to say, for my sake, the world was created. Not in an egotistical sense, but in an actual healthy self-esteem sense. You have to believe that you're supposed to be you. You have to believe that you are strong. You have to believe that part of your strength comes by being attached to something higher, and you are to believe that you are a microcosm of the whole world. You have the ability to affect the whole world. And when you do something good, you bring good into the world. When you do something bad, that affects the whole world on a quantum level. It affects everything all at the same time. So the juxtapose is when you really acknowledge who you are, you come to that point of self-acceptance. You are who you are. And you are a Jew. You can't avoid that reality. You can't cover up for that reality. Never works. Read history. It has never worked. But when you the opposite, come to accept and embrace that reality, you open the hole to see that really the ultimate belief is for our sake the world is created, that we're built with a healthy self-esteem that is the counterpart to achievement, in that we believe in ourselves. Achievement is not based on worry and fear and compensation. No, Nixon's wrong in that area. It can be, the ante can be upped, it can be inflamed by the insecurity, but there's also part of it in which we integrally feel that our lives are worth it, that life itself is so holy and our lives are so important. And in that positive self-esteem, that's the modality of non-fear function. So fear could be a general thing. Oh, I fear germs. I'm going to put on Carell. Oh, I fear things falling off the tops of buildings or elevators. Okay, that's a general fear. But what is most fear really relevant to? Our interpersonal interactions, the way we connect with each other. And there are two elements, how I connect with you and how I view myself via that connection. Let me say that again. It's how we connect, our relationship, and how I thereby view myself based on that relationship. If I view myself as that I need you to like me, which is simultaneous to I view myself as weak, because if I need you to like me, then that means I don't exist unless I have your approval. That is innately weak. So if I need you to like me, and I will never be satisfied, and I view myself as weak, I cannot overcome, I can't make the ideal real. But if I don't need you to like me. And the opposite, I need to like myself. And I need to view myself as strong, and my strength comes through my connection to purpose, then I will never be insecure. It takes a lifetime to implement that, but that's actually the golden ticket. If I can do that, I will never be insecure, because your liking me is irrelevant to reality. It's important. I don't want to step on your toe. I don't want to hurt you, and I only want to help you. But your approval, my existence, is not contingent upon. Your approval, my existence, is not my existence of who I am. It's not contingent upon that. I exist regardless of that. And I exist in a state of strength based on purpose. And when I'm in that modality, I could overcome the fears that arise from the insecurities that we have with each other. The end. Thank you, guys. All right, here's the epilogue. So Larry actually is not adopted. He's actually Jewish. So he decides to give the kidney, and he only finds out at the very last minute that he's actually Jewish. As he's going and being wheeled in, he's fine.
I'm too weak to really express it and articulate it, but this is the greatest thing that anyone's ever done for me. I'll do anything for you for the rest of your life. Just ask me anything, and I'll do it for you. I promise.
Now he finds out the news.
What, you have to gossip? What kind of person are you?
It's been a big mistake, okay? Huh? The Combs, they're not your parents. You're not adopted.
What are you talking about?
You're not adopted.
I'm not adopted?
No. Sorry.
What's going on?
What do you mean I'm not adopted?
What's going on here?
If you need anything, just let me know, okay?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I am. Good luck with the surgery.
I can't do it! I'm not adopted! Get me out of here! Get me the out of here!
Who is that guy?
I can't do this! What the hell are you doing? Stop it!
What about my kidney?
I can't do it!
Hey, stay here! What are you doing?
When it's predicated on a lie, it never really works out. He was Jewish the whole time. But the concept remains the same. When you view yourself as strong and part of something bigger, you can overcome. Stay tuned next time for self-absorption. Thank you.